So, welcome everybody back to Whale of Sound. It's our usual video Sunday interview, and we're so happy to have a band here with us, who is going to release a new album just a few days. You might have already heard it. Ufomammut has been working hard the last few months, and their new record is really, really worthwhile listening. So, guys, thanks for being on the show with us.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So where are we catching you guys right now? What has been happening the last few days? What is going to happen in the next few days?
Well, actually, later we will go on in our rehearsal room and play. Let's say This is the very next thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are working a lot at the new album, preparing for the live shows that are coming in a few days in Italy. The first one in nearby our hometown, and then we go and we'll have a short tour in Europe, then some summer gigs, and so we are very looking forward to be on the road again after 2 years and a half. Yeah, and all these things that happened and are still happening around. So let's see. Let's hope it will be good.
Yeah, and let's hope that we don't have to face any other restrictions come fall or winter. So I know you guys from having seen you on stage, but I also see that there's a new face. So maybe all of you just quickly say who you are, what you do in the band, and maybe we start with the youngest one.
Okay. Hi, I'm Levre. I'm the drummer, and I'm really happy to play as the new drummer. So I'm really looking forward to go on stage. And you?
Hello, I'm Urlo. I'm the oldest one, I think. And I'm very happy to play in Ufomammut too, and I'm very happy to play with Levre and Poya, and especially.
So I am Poya. I am in the middle. I'm younger than him, but very older. Yeah. Younger yeah.
So Levre, is that a nickname, or is that a synonym that you gave, or a pseudonym that you gave yourself of a stage, or is that a normal Italian name? Because I've never heard it.
My surname is Levrero, so Levre is a nickname, you know.
Okay, so Levre, also to start with you've been announced like a year ago, roughly, as a new drummer of Ufomammut. How did it feel for you to join the band?
It's an honor. It's an honor. It's really an honor because I was a fan of Ufomammut, and I mean it's really special for me. And we started to play together in 2015-16 because I was working with them. I was working as a merch guy, and then we started a side project. And we started to play a lot. And after when Vita left the band, they called me to join the band. So for me, it's really an honor. Yes.
So Poya and Ulo, was that for you a natural thing to just call Levre right away and say like, hey, we would like you to join the band?
Yeah, totally. Because as we usually say, we are a sort of family, so we try to create a community of friends, and Levre is a part of this community since 2015 about, and so it was natural to ask him first, and fortunately he said yes, I want to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise we should have a drum machine now.
Yeah, the fact that we already had the chance to play with him in this side project helped a lot in the decision, because we already knew that there were a chemical between us playing. So So it was pretty natural. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this chemistry that you've been talking about, Poya, did that also transfer to the writing of new songs, of a new album?
Yeah. It was the basis on which we built up the new album. So yeah, we can say that.
Yeah, because little by little, playing together, we noticed that things were growing and growing. At the beginning, we were a little, let's say, shy, even if we already played together on this side project since years. And we started with what we were doing with the side project. Then we decided that we wanted to do something totally new. That was the new Ufomammut. So we started with from arpeggio of Poya and me. That is the opening part of Metamorphonics. And from this one, Fenice grew little by little, becoming what it's now a 38 minutes long song divided in different parts and so on. So it came quite quickly too. It was astonishing, this thing, because after the first lockdown, we asked him to join the band and we entered the lockdown after a few days.
Yeah.
So we had to wait months before starting in rehearsing and playing, and things came naturally.
Yeah. Actually, we had already finished the setup of the rehearsal room.
Yeah.
We put the new floor. We were ready. Like, okay, let's start again. And
So it really hit you like right in the middle of starting fresh.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all of a sudden. So it was well.
So, Levre, how has been, or how did you see, or how did you feel about the songwriting on Fenice? Did you have, or did you feel that you had a lot of influence, or was it the old guys just saying, "Oh, you play what we want"?
It was quite natural because we, as you said, we played a lot of years, so things came naturally, and Fenice is the result. You know, I cannot explain very well, but I think it's this. I don't know.
Fenice was the idea of Fenice came from the name itself. That is the phoenix.
Yeah.
So the rebirth from the ashes. That was the situation in which we were, both as a band and both at the end as the planet itself. It was starting again after this first pandemic, this first lockdown, and the pandemic, the situation and whatever. So yeah, like we said before, we started in creating like there was an urge to do something, and we needed to do it quickly in some way because we were frightened that it could finish again, and so we were really into this thing, and everything came really fast.
Really fast.
Yeah, because we started, as I said, from this arpeggio, then it became longer, then the first heavy parts arrived, then we created the drone parts, and we put all these things little by little together, and we were ready to with the new album, let's say with the skeleton of the new album just before the second lockdown.
Yes.
Yeah. So after the summer, the beginning of the winter, it was done. Then we had the second lockdown, and after we just started the rehearsing for recording it in June.
Okay. So the name of the record is also programmatic for your own band, because it's like you as a band are rising from the ashes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As Urlo said, it has both meanings. It's a rebirth for us as a band, and is a rebirth for the world in some way. Of course, we are just part of it, and we felt that it was the correct name. And we struggled a little bit for choosing the name, because at the beginning we already named the song, okay, the album Fenice, so we had to play Fenice, but it's just the way we Italians call the Phoenix, you know. And we were thinking about a different title, less obvious, let's say. We tried many words in Italian, in Latin, in everything, and English, or other hidden meanings. Or at the end, we decided, okay, let the thing remain like as a Fenice, because this is the way we call it for so long. So
totally understandable.
So the title is that one.
What struck me about especially the opening of a record, it feels as if the record opens very heavy, and sorry to say it like that, but very fast. You know, I had quite, I don't want to say a punkish feeling about it, but it was like, it was a fast I think the first track is very up tempo, you know, like, and that is something that struck me. It felt young, or it feels young, it feels energetic. Urlo and Boya, do you think that is also because of Levre, because he is a very young drummer and handsome, of course?
Probably yes, because we decided with this album that we wanted to experiment more and to be free to do what we wanted to do. The first idea was to do something more electronic, more Prodigy style, let's say, something more.
Which also shows on the record. That is also true, but go on, please.
And then we arrived to this part little by little, because Levre started in moving on with the different tempos and different up tempos, drumming and so on. So we built this part like something that had to grow and explode, and then go down and then re-explode. So this first duet, the first song that starts like a sort of breath, a heart beating. Then there is this machine moving like something is entering. Then there is the bass that is doing this sort of ancient scream that is calling, and then it starts really fast, quickly. Yeah. So it's punkish, and I think it's something totally new for us, because we try to do something, let's say, more rock and roll or more faster in the past, but never with the spirit of freedom. Doing just okay, let's do. We don't want to think about genre or whatever. We just play what we want to do.
That is a good thing that you mentioned genres, because I think you have always been jumping between genres. That's something that Ufomammut has always been characteristic for. But I think with this one, it's even more. There are so many bits and snippets and little things on this record that are very unique in a way. I would also agree, there is some kind of industrial sound to it. There is a proggish element because of some elements being or some tracks being very long. But there is also still this psychedelic jam thing that you had always going on. How difficult was it to put those things together? Or was there no difficulty at all?
I don't think it was so difficult. Let's say the problem is that we do these things without thinking too much. Mm-hmm. We just play and things arrives. We usually record what we do at the rehearsal room, and then we listen to it, and okay, we like this part. Now this part is too obvious. This is okay. This is not. Maybe why don't we take this part after that one? And
so we listen a lot to what we record.
And so let's say that things comes quite natural. Also, when we prepare the synthesizers to put on, it's something that comes quite by chance. Let's say we just move knobs and oh, this is good.
Yes.
Yeah, let's use this one. This one is perfect here and so on. So there's not a plan, let's say. There is, but it's not for how to build the song. It's just to, for example, for Fenice, the idea was to do a long song. Then it gets too long. So we say, okay, let's do an album. But not, let's do a part that is quiet, then explode, then quiet, that's psychedelic, then let's try to do this and that. And it just came.
Yeah, it's all very well connected and very well intertwined. That's also something that I like about the record. You've already mentioned it. Basically, the record is, or was written as one long track that you then separated into 6 parts. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. That also already answers one of my questions that I had. I was like, did they build bridges between the songs, or as you now say, you didn't build bridges between songs, you just cut one song into 6 bits? Very, very cleverly done. It really strikes me. It's a very, very cool album in that way, that it flows. When I first listened to it, I totally forgot time, and all of a sudden I was like, when does the second track come? And I was like, oh, it's already the third or the fourth.
Yes.
It's really, really cool. Now, this newest incarnation, or this new incarnation of Ufomammut, would you agree when I say this is, to me, the most versatile, the most variable incarnation of Ufomammut?
Sorry, we lost you for 1 minute.
No problem. Would you agree that this new incarnation of Ufomammut is the most variable, the most versatile incarnation of Ufomammut?
Yeah, probably. Probably it is the more open-minded incarnation of Ufomammut.
Very cool. I really like that.
We can imagine now, and we have already ideas for the future. So yeah, we would love to explore more landscapes. Yeah, we would love to do that.
Something that struck me, I don't know if you like the comparison or not. When I listened to the record, I had a feeling as if it was a little bit like Motorcycle when they had that drummer from Jaga Jazzist. Is that Levre? Is that also something that you see as a fan of Ufomammut?
Yes. I can see the transition. I can feel it musically and also between ourselves. Yeah, and yes, I can feel it very, very well. And also, Fenice was a firstly a transition in our minds. Was a transition between the old and the new one, new Ufomammut. And yes, Fenice was thinking like an EP and not an LP, you know. So because we had a lot of new songs ready, and actually we have a lot of new songs. So it's a real transition. For sure, yes.
Yeah, it's a bridge.
It's a bridge.
It's a sort of bridge. And we are just walking on it.
To our hip-hop future.
Exactly. Towards that.
Right.
Trap future, yeah.
I can see you, MC Greybeard. Yes, I can see that, yes. No, joking aside, I was just thinking, like, when you say this is like the bridge that you're walking on, and I already think that the bridge is really cool, and I can hardly wait for what is to come. But one thing that I always liked is, I like the genre, the way that you are no genre at all. But something that struck me is that I never had any part in Ufomammut where I felt like, okay, this is like Italian hardcore, you know, because I loved the Italian hardcore scene of the 90s, like Tear Me Down, Concrete, Strength Approach, all of that. There's never been anything like that in your music. How come? Because there is so much more in your music that one can hear.
Because we are, since the beginning, we tried to do what we wanted to do, and we are really picky sometimes. So if there's a riff that reminds something else, there's always someone of us that says, nah, this is like that. And so we have to do, okay, it's true, let's change it, and so on. So we have always tried to do albums that were not the same thing. I mean, God Like Snake was very spacey, then Snake King was very heavy, then came Idolum that was even more dark. Then Eve that changed things, then Oro that was another thing, blah, blah, blah. Probably the last one, 8, was a little similar to Hecate, in my opinion. So we tried to do the acoustic thing for the 20 years. So we tried to change, and having a new drummer is, I think, something that changes a lot in you, because let's say that Poi and me for sure are old and always doing the same thing. Like the old guys, we go to see the
always
buildings.
the same
exactly. Like
you're going to see construction works.
Things like that. Always.
Grateful Dead.
While he's going to dance in the discos, and so putting this thing together, it's
like dancing in construction zone.
No, it's I don't know. It just came natural that we're doing something different, and in the way we like to do it, trying not to repeat and trying not to do things. And, like Lever said, the new songs that we are gonna record hopefully soon are even more different in some way, because they are songs, but we try to do them quite different one from the other, and so we are
more they are easier.
This is everything is in our imagination. This is we always say we try to do this, we tried to do, and just the listener could not confirm this changes. And you are saying that you noticed the difference, so we are happy about that. But from the inside, we always say, okay, this is different, but is this noticeable or just in our mind? That because we know that we are still the same heavy thing with psychedelic influences, let's say. But inside these two walls, there are more and more roads to travel.
Would you say that now you are at a point as a band where, apart from hip hop, anything is possible musically?
Almost everything, but apart
I mean, you're never going to do a black metal record. That's clear. Yeah.
We won't play jazz music or classical or opera music. But why not?
Sometimes there are little bits of it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I would like to ask, because one of my friends said you have to ask that because he doesn't understand it. The name of your band is a paradox. Ufomammut. Well, probably those two things have never existed on our planet at the same time. Probably. But, you know, how did you come up with a name? Is it just a description of your sound, or is there more to it?
Yeah, it was actually. I remember I wrote a letter to him at the beginning when we were playing in another band, 1994 something, and before Christ. Yeah. No, and
wait,
the name...
aren't you Christ?
No. Before me. Okay.
And it was a name that came out, and we decided, this could be a cool name for a band.
perfect choice, definitely.
and it remained there. And then we use it. Actually, we use it for the first incarnation of our graphic project, because the very first works as Malleus, they were named as Ufomammut. Then we decided, no, this is not cool for a graphic team, and so we
It's a bad name.
yeah, we were forced to move the name for the band. So as soon as we split with the previous band, we decided to play in Ufomammut. It was perfect. It was the perfect combination between the two opposites.
And did you also already have like an idea of what Ufomammut would sound like before you started the band?
Yeah, more or less we were playing not the same thing, but in the previous band we were exploring a lot with especially with effects and so we decided to put more vintage electronics in the sound. So the very first record is a combination of these old amplifiers, heavy stuff with the vintage electronic we discovered some years before. So yes, we already had a main idea of what we wanted to do. And it came out pretty natural, in a pretty natural way.
I have to admit, the first time that I got into Ufomammut was because of your friendship with Neurosis. I mean, like, you've been on tour, I think, more than once or twice, if I remember correctly. You're on Neurot Records and everything. So how did this friendship evolve? How did it come to life?
It was again, sorry to to be so boring, but it was a natural thing again, because we met Neurosis because they invited us to tour with them, and then Steve invited us on the tour bus with a whiskey, and it says it was after Heave.
Yeah.
He said, "Okay, so I want you to do an album for Neurot. Would you like to?" And we said, "Yes, of course." But we already worked on Auto. It was almost done. So we said, "Yes, we are very interested in it, but we have you should know something, that the first album will be a double album, but not a double. We want to do chapter 1 and chapter 2. So Auto," and they looked at us like, "Okay, let's do it." And so it came really. Steve is great, I think. He's a guy full of humor and great musician, great friend too, because he supported us a lot in all these years. So for us, there was no doubt in with this new incarnation of Ufomammut to ask them first, do you want to keep
going with Ufomammut?
Steve said, "Yes, of course, I want to." When he listened to the album, he was very excited, very happy, and said, "Well, let's do it." And so we toured then another time with them. We played with them in Rome,
in Italy,
and a couple of gigs when they came the last time. So it's very cool. When we played the States, Steve came to Seattle, and
came to
hang out, and so it's we consider this a part of this family, and it's great, I think.
Is there also any kind of influence by or are you in any way influenced by Neurosis as a band? Is that a band that you listen to at home?
They were less influential at the beginning for us, for sure, because we discovered them later. We had already set up our own style, let's say, and when we discovered them, we understood that there were many things in common with them. I think we probably followed different paths, different roads, but in some way we reached the same territories. even with the same with the old differences, of course. But yeah, we felt we were linked in some way for this reason. So that they are not an influence. They are like, we know what you are doing because we feel the same. It's something like this. It's a big thing, I think. It's very.
Is it like brothers arriving at the same point, at the same place, but from different directions?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we can say this.
Yeah. So, but apart from, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't understood the question.
Like, is it like two brothers meeting, let's say, at home on stage?
Yeah.
But you had to come from different directions?
Yeah. That is a good definition.
I know that you guys really like touring. If you could name 3 bands that you would like to go on tour with, not Neurosis, whom would you choose?
Pink Floyd.
We are speaking about bands that are still working?
Well, whatever. You know, you can also choose bands that have already split up.
Well,
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, Pink Floyd.
Why not?
Beatles.
But with or without Waters is then the question.
With Water. Absolutely.
With Water.
I think Pink Floyd are still there's Waters, then
Still the final cut.
yeah, then after.
Okay, Floyd. Opening for you, of course.
I
Yeah,
will
of course.
I will choose the Beatles because it's the other big influence. The Beatles.
Okay.
For sure. So
Yeah, but they are too good for us, I think.
oh yeah, of course. We are just.
Yeah, but I think like it's okay, you know. Oh, Pink Floyd and the Beatles, and then like Van Elevre can name the last band. And now he probably says like Nirvana or something like that.
Oh yeah, Nirvana or the Prodigy, I think.
The Prodigy.
Yeah,
Yeah, we agree on that.
Yeah, I've seen them twice. I've seen them live twice, and twice it was horrible. But anyway.
Oh really?
yeah. No, we
Yeah, because you could see that Flint was somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. No, when we saw them, they were
astonishing. Their performance was unreal. We were just no way.
Musically, I cannot complain, but you know, when you have a front man who obviously is high as a kite.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about your own label, Supernatural Cat, because there are bands on your roster that you are not involved in.
Yeah.
Obviously. How do you choose those bands?
Well, let's say that it's a long time since we released the last album we released for a band that is not in a side project or Ufomammut was probably Zolle or Ovo, so some years ago. Then we decided to take a break because it was quite difficult to do these bands because we choose them because we like them. So, for example, we loved Markobot a lot. They were an amazing band, but they split up. Lento, we loved them. The first album of Lento is, for me, one of the best things we ever produced. And all these bands, we just choose them because we like them and they were peculiar in their way. So we in the last years we just worked on Ufomammut, on the limited editions, especially of Ufomammut, and we did them on my solo project, but we've stopped a little with
the search of a new band. Yeah, we would love it, but the time is not so much nowadays. And this is time is a big problem to focus on those things. We should be more and more people. So. But yeah, we try to do the things at our best. So if we cannot do the things at the maximum level, we prefer not to do that. So
which is a good thing.
Yeah,
I totally agree with
that. The problem is always the three of us. I mean, Poi and me. No, Poi and me. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I get it. Poi and me and Lou, that is the third one in Malleus. So we are always the three of us. Lever is helping us now, but we are a few crew for doing this big thing. So we have to
to understand better how to move. But yeah, we are open to that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think I read it correctly that you're from Rome, right?
No,
it's wrong.
It's wrong.
What is it? It's wrong?
It's wrong, yeah. No.
So where are you guys from?
We are from Tortona and Novi Ligure.
Yeah.
That is close to Tortona. Is northwest of Italy.
Piedmont.
Okay.
Piedmont.
So, the truffle region, I know. So guys, when we come to your region, let's say Piemonte, which places and venues should we check out?
Laboratorio sociale.
Laboratorio sociale. We are playing in this venue in the 7th of May, which is in Alessandria. Then in Torino, the
Spazio 211, Bunker, and
not so many.
Blah blah.
Blah blah is yeah.
You have a club called Blah Blah.
Yeah, blah blah.
And
in Torino.
Very serious.
Torino.
Guys.
And then Milan. We are closer to Milan than Torino.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Milan we have Magnolia and
Santeria Club, Fabrique, Alcatraz, Bloom.
Yeah, there's not a lot, but there are a few venues.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in Milan.
What always strikes me at the moment is that there are a lot of good bands coming out of Italy, and I'm not talking about Måneskin, okay? You know. No. But I was thinking like Post Vorta, Nero di Marte, Void of Sleep, so many really good bands. If you had to, or could you give us like 2 or 3 other bands from Italy that people should check out right now?
Hate and Merda.
Hate and Merda, they're great.
Again, please.
Hate and Merda. Merda is shit in Italian, but it sounds like murder, I think. Then
Liquido di Morte is
Okay.
and they're a friend of us, really good, like more crust and psychedelic band genre.
Well, then
Sounds like an interesting mixture, crust and psychedelic.
Yeah.
I beat you, but in the sunlight. Okay.
Zoo, but I think you know them.
Yeah, Zoo is like always great. Always great. I always loved them.
And
Jobbia, Calibro 35 for me is one of the best bands. They're more 70s.
Io sono un cane. That is more, let's say, indie.
Yeah.
But it's very, very good.
Last album is great.
No, I don't like it.
No?
No,
So guys, you can choose any artist from any decade to cover any of your songs. Which song and who do you choose? And one from each of you. So that I don't just hear Pink Floyd.
Okay.
No. I choose Lacrimosa, and I stay with an Italian band that is Area.
Okay.
So something weird could come out of that.
Very prog.
Super prog version of Lacrimosa, and with an incredible voice, especially.
I can say maybe something from Ecate, and the band is Måneskin. No way. Could be interesting.
Boya.
I choose Eve.
Okay.
The third part, the third movement, played by Franco Battiato.
Oh wow.
That is a good one. So in our little Veil of Sound universe, we always end our interviews with a few quick questions. And as you are free, you have to answer each. You get 2 alternatives and you have to choose.
Okay.
Neurosis or Tribes of Neurot?
Neurosis.
Same. Yeah.
Caius or Queens of the Stone Age?
Okay.
Caius. Caius.
Beer or wine?
Beer.
Oh, beer.
I don't drink the white one, so
yeah,
more
beer.
I don't know.
And you have to tell. You have to choose.
Wine.
Okay. 13th floor elevators or the Grateful Dead?
14th floor.
Yeah, Grateful Dead.
No.
Ah,
Your house.
Crowbar or the Melvins?
Melvins. What's the first one?
Crowbar or the Melvins?
Melvins. Absolutely.
Russian circles or the ocean?
Russian circle.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah, Russian circle.
I like more.
Touring or riding?
Writing.
Writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Riding or writing?
Writing.
Writing.
Ah, right.
Not riding on a horse, writing.
Okay.
Sensational.
Writing.
Touring.
Touring. Roma or, because of the sound of it, Venezia?
Oh,
Roma.
Roma.
maybe yes. But Fenice is amazing.
Okay. Your #1 dream band to collaborate with on a release. And it should be an active one.
Okay.
No dead ones.
Horror.
Oh, that's an interesting choice.
Converge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I hope you saw all the Converge interviews that we did on our page.
Okay.
Oh yeah?
The Melvins.
Wow.
That is an interesting choice. Pizza or pasta? Last one. What did you say, Ula?
Pizza. Pizza.
Yeah, and the pasta in the pasta team. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So guys, thanks for taking your time. It was really, really interesting. I can only wish you the best for the release of Fenice. Everybody, listen to it. It's going to be Bandcamp Friday soon. Buy it in every format you get. It's a really, really, really cool album. Thanks for taking your time, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.